mean, here's an example. I walk out there during the break and I said, search engine the term bone cancer fluoride or fluoride bone cancer. WebMD, Fox News, London Guardian, Associated Press, hundreds of studies. They do back in the 30s. And the Soviets, there's Fox News, there's London Guardian. Articles on screen for prisonplanet.tv viewers. Anyone can go search this. And this is the type of information that I'm aware of. And I have to sit here and walk up to a group of cops and tell them that they're drinking poison, and
More than 1,000 scientists and medical professionals from across the world have banded together to warn us that even in its most diluted form, fluoride is still a poison and can harm your health.
This is one pollutant that we capture in the phosphate fertilizer industry, and having captured it, we can't dump it into the sea, but we put it into our own drinking water. It's extraordinary.
Dr. Harms has joined the growing movement of public discontent about adding fluoride, a potent poison in its most concentrated form, to our drinking water.
The chemical fluoride itself is dangerous, but also I'm concerned about the arsenic levels and the lead levels as a result of these chemicals being dumped in the water supply.
Alarm bells have been ringing about the health risks, some from credible scientific sources like Emeritus Professor Paul Connett.
So here we got 1,100 scientists saying, we've read the scientific literature, we say there's a problem. And now what we should get from the other side is a very careful consideration of these reports and a scientific explanation. But we don't get that. All we get is a continuation of this propaganda, this simplistic PR. It's safe and effective, safe and effective, safe and effective. If they repeat it enough times with a white coat on it, everybody's supposed to believe them.
It's a cumulative poison. It just gradually builds up and it gradually causes harm.
Did you know that for years fluoride was classified as a toxic waste in this country? In fact, not too long ago its only approved uses were as an insecticide and a rat poison, and that's just how your body treats it, as a poison. Plenty of studies have been done over the years, and the results are frightening. Fluoridation has been linked to immune system alteration, musculoskeletal harm, genetic damage, thyroid dysfunction, and even cancer. Do you think all that's worth preventing cavities? Before you answer that, I have one more inch to toss to you. More and more studies are showing that ingesting fluoride has absolutely no bearing on preventing tooth decay, and now the American Dental Association is advising that parents not give fluoridated water to babies.
6 years ago, the American Dental Association said children under 6 should not drink fluoridated water or brush their teeth with it because it causes dental fluorosis and weakening of the teeth. My dad's a dentist, folks. I know this, okay? You could find out in 30 seconds by searching. American Dental Association says children under the age of 6 should not ingest fluoride. How many parts per million it is? Because the government says they want 1 part per million, which in major studies causes upwards of a 10-point IQ to 20-point IQ reduction, depending on the study or age group in children.
Give fluoridated water to babies because it can cause brain damage. More than 50 years of research has proven, beyond a doubt, that fluoride is not suitable for human consumption. Period. You may also be surprised to learn fluoride is an internationally recognized poison.
That is a fact, but they market it and these mothers give it to their children. There's your dental fluorosis if you're watching on prisonplanet.tv today. Look at this. You know what's in most brands of rat poison? In fact, you can just search engine the term fluoride as rat poison. You'll get photos of, in fact, do it, guys, fluoride in rat poison. And you'll see, going back to the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, right through to today, that it says fluoride and sodium fluoride with a skull and crossbones. If you go to the water treatment plant and get a tour, the bags of it have big, giant skull and crossbones. And it says if you ingest a gram of this, you're going to have organ failure. But oh yeah, all over Australia, all over the U.S., they'll have droughts. This is what's really proven it to ranchers and farmers. They'll have droughts in Australia, the United States, Canada. It always comes out in local news. And the farmers go, well, because the river dried up or because the pond dried up, we were giving them municipal water here at the feedlot, and Within a few months, all their hair fell out, and my cows, my horses, and in Australia, they were raising kangaroos. They died. I mean, you give sodium fluoride municipal water. You put a goldfish in municipal water, it rolls over within a day and dies.
Because your body can only eliminate about half the fluoride you ingest, this toxin builds up in your system over time. So the older you get, the more likely you are to suffer from fluoride's toxic effects. That doesn't mean it can only harm adults. Plenty of children have had to suffer the consequences of fluoridation as well. Recently, the American Dental Association advised that fluoridated water should not be given to infants. It can damage developing brains. Fluoride doesn't prevent cavities. Here's the real irony, though fluoride may not even be good for your teeth. In one of the biggest studies ever undertaken on the subject using data from 39,000 school children in 84 metropolitan areas around the US, there was no statistically significant difference in rates of tooth decay between fluoridated and non-fluoridated water supplies. That's right, fluoride doesn't prevent cavities.